I'm going to show you how to make your own toffee. It's only 3 ingredients, but you want to make sure you have everything ready before you start. A whisk, a baking sheet lined with parchment paper that will fit in my freezer, a cup of brown sugar measured out, a stick of butter, sea salt, and a reliable thermometer, preferably digital. This is just because it reads the temperature faster and you need a quick read when you're doing this. We're going to melt the butter on low heat. Once the butter's melted, I'm going to add in a cup of brown sugar. And I'll add the salt. I'm just gonna do a little pinch because I'm using salted butter. I'm just gonna mix it all together. At first, it's gonna make a paste-like consistency. Now you're gonna stand here and you're pretty much gonna whisk it the entire time until it comes to temperature. You want the temperature to reach 300 degrees Fahrenheit. That is when it's gonna hit that state where once it hardens, it'll be crunchy and not soft like a caramel. Keep the heat at a pretty low temperature. This is just to make sure that the sugar doesn't burn. You don't wanna like scorch it. As you can see, it's starting to look more like a caramel. You just really wanna keep it moving. Once the color starts to get a little bit lighter, that's when you want to start checking the temperature. The temp I'm getting right now is about 200 degrees, so I need to keep going. As you can see over here, I got a little distracted and it started to scorch on this side, so just be careful to make sure you keep whisking it. Also be really careful when you're stirring it because sugar becomes like as hot as the surface of the sun when you boil it. And I keep my baking sheet on the stove right next to me so I can immediately pour it, because once you're ready to pour, that is the most critical point because it's gonna start to harden as soon as it hits a cold surface. This is what it looks like when it's at around 270, getting a little bit lighter in color and kind of breaking up a lot more and looking a little bit more chunky. All right, and we're right at 300, and now the heat is going off and I take it away from the heat, give it another mix, and now I'm gonna pour it on my sheet pan and pour it really fast. As quickly as I can, I'm gonna spread it out with my spoon. And if you're using this for like a cookie, it doesn't really matter how it looks because you're just gonna crush it up anyways. Not pretty, but not bad for doing it with one hand. And you're gonna put this in the freezer for about 20 minutes and then it's ready to use. It's been 20 minutes. And the key is to spread it as thin as you can because it makes it easier to break up. And I just break it up into small pieces to use in my cookies. That's usually what I use them in. What I love about homemade toffee is it's crunchy and then it kind of like melts in your mouth. I'm gonna try this bit right here. That is so good.